Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good on this Saturday morning? I did this about a year ago, but because of all the new units and EZA that have come out since March of 19, I wanted to revisit this unit and see how this guy actually does with the updated, roster of units available. And just to go ahead and get this out there, a lot of the units included are pretty much supporting type units, so you're going to see a lot of double support type situations because this guy's really outdated and needs a lot of help. And you'll find out here with the stats being covered in a second. But yeah, this guy needs as much help as he can possibly get. So you are going to see this unit supported as much as possible, and that's pretty much the whole point of this exercise, so to speak, is to see how this guy does. So again, let's just cover the stats. It is a free-to-play unit, so the Extreme Agility Super Baby 1 unit. And again, I did cover this a while back on the Transformation Boost category, I believe. This one is going to be on the Conquest of Terror setup because, of course, the Strength Transforming Cooler came out not too long ago. So the leader skill for this unit is all types of HP, attack, and defense increase to 30%. Pretty much irrelevant information there. Super attack causes supreme damage to enemy, so at least this unit does have supreme damage with the super attack. The passive skill is pretty outdated. Attack and defense increase of 5,000 at start of the turn, so unfortunately it's not any percent-based attack or defense increase. If it was, I think the output would certainly be a lot better. In terms of links are actually pretty good. Thirst for Conquest is, of course, attack increase of 15%. Metamorphosis is 5% recovery to HP. Coward is +1 Ki. GT is +2 Ki. Hatred of Saiyans is +2 Ki. Nightmare is 10% to attack, and then Shattering the Limit is also +2 Ki. 4 categories, I believe: Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Forms, Conquest of Terror, and then also Target Goku. At 100% potential, you're looking at stats of HP of 11,075, attack is 10,614, and defense is 7,690. 12 Ki Multiplier is 135%, and you can grind this out in the story event available, basically the GT story event. It is a little bit hellish to get this guy to 100% potential with the grind, but I don't know. I did this a while back, so I can't remember if they had boost on certain categories or not. Like I said, it's been a while since I actually grinded for this unit, so I can't remember exactly if they did update that with better drop rates or not. But it's a good way to, I guess, level. Basically, the point I'm trying to make right now is this guy is pretty much like SA fodder for LR Baby if you did pull the unit, but I'm sure a lot of people don't necessarily always have that choice. So again, this is basically just to show how this free-to-play unit does on an ideal team setup. Again, this is very boosted up type of settings because you're looking at double support for the most part, but that should tell you or indicate that this unit is very outdated and needs a lot of help. So that's probably the takeaway. I don't expect this unit to get a Dokkan Awaken. I mean, the max level is already 120, and this is after going through several awakenings, so I highly doubt this unit would get any sort of Dokkan Awakening. On top of that, this unit is pretty old. I mean, it came out in JP on February of 2017, so close to 3 years already have passed since the unit came out, so that should really indicate how old this unit actually is. And thinking about the release dates and stuff like that, it's actually crazy that we are approaching 5-year anniversary pretty soon, but it's hard to believe that 5 years have already passed with Dokkan Battle. It's pretty wild. I mean, where did the time go? I mean, it's pretty crazy how stuff had just passed on so quickly, and a lot of things have certainly changed. And some of the units, like you're seeing the Super Baby one right here, is kind of left in the duster a little bit, and didn't keep up with the times, I guess. But I do like covering older units. I've always done that with this channel, and I think it's more so relevant now because you have situations where very old SSR units are getting the EZAs with the Extreme Z areas, and they're no longer obsolete. I don't think they're the best of awakenings by any means, but they're practical enough to where they're somewhat usable. So I think at this point in the game's state, I think, that's good enough. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And some of them are actually very good. So I think it's a perfect balance of bringing back some of the old units. I think this initially, like, the closest thing to equate that to is like the rebirths that began a little after the game started, and somewhat made older units better. And this is kind of like the Extreme Z area is like Dokkan Rebirths 2.0, so to speak. That's what I would look at it as. So, but back to the Super Baby 1 unit. I mean, certainly not the greatest of units. I don't know if it's necessarily worth the grind, but even with the double support in mind, I was a little bit surprised. I mean, 750k or roughly around that area for attack stats is certainly not bad, considering the agility final form cooler unit is also putting out somewhat similar outputs in attack stats, so it's respectable enough. But again, this is with double rotation slots for the most part, so the numbers are certainly inflated a little bit. But I think when it comes to, again, these older, outdated units, we really want to put them in the limelight by getting them the best case scenario possible. You know what I mean? So, of course, it's a little bit different from, showcasing like newer units where you want to show like a somewhat realistic build with maybe, 1 or 2 support units on the team. Probably ideally you just want 1, and then the rest of them are, serving whatever other functions on the team they are. But yeah, I mean, with this one, I mean, yeah, it's just basically just having fun and seeing how the unit does on an ideal setup. And as bad as this unit is, I think it's doing okay enough to where it's doing enough damage to where, it's somewhat respectable. But at the same time, I literally would not run this unit on any team whatsoever. So my recommendation is, honestly, you probably don't want to rainbow this unit. I would certainly not waste the potential orbs on it, but if you wanted to, you could. I mean, and you're seeing this firsthand of, whether you were on the fence or not, this probably should indicate whether you should or not. Just keep in mind, there are plenty of other units, even that are free to play, that can put out a lot more better attack stats and have much better defense and, whatever. So, just keep that in mind when considering that, I guess. But at the end of the day, this is more or less just having fun. And this one was one of those where I wanted to revisit, because I think the latest one I did was a team with pretty much just, the baby units, like the Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and all them put together. So it wasn't really the most ideal of setups, because I can't remember the team I ran for that. Maybe it was on like a super, I don't know what it was. I'm trying to remember, like an extreme type rainbow lead or something, maybe. I can't remember exactly. Maybe I have no idea. Basically, it was a while back, the point being. So I thought it was worth revisiting and just highlighting this unit and seeing how this unit would do with some of the newer units that have come out, especially the Strength Cooler and the EZA for the Intelligence Meta Cooler unit. Of course, this guy is fantastic. I mean, I personally love the Extreme Z Awakening that unit got. It's actually very, very good and very helpful. The only thing that sucks about it is you can't run the agility version of Metacooler with the intelligence, obviously, because they share the same name. But if you're okay with omitting the agility version, it's a fantastic support, honestly. So it's very, very well worthwhile to get that guy to rainbow status if you haven't already done so. Outside of that, I mean, agility Metacooler, or not agility Metacooler, but the agility World Tournament Final Form Cooler units, obviously a very good support, 40% to attack and defense for, I believe, agility types. Links up fairly well with the baby unit as well. I mean, Thirst for Conquest is definitely a link skill shared, as well as Shattering the Limits, so you do get a key boost and combination of attack boost. I think the units also share Nightmare as well, so you're looking at a pretty good mix of link sets and supporting functions and all that. So at the end of the day, this unit is certainly getting a lot of help in terms of this particular showcase. But again, This is an outdated unit. It's old as hell. It's not very good, so I didn't mind bringing in a bunch of supporting units to help out as much as possible. So with that being said, this is the 100% showcase for the free-to-play Super Baby 1. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching. Definitely stay tuned for the next one, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out.